She hasn't walked onto center court. She hasn't struck a single ball. And yet Alex Eala is already guaranteed a fortune that will change her life forever. With Wimbledon still days away, the 21-year-old Filipina sensation is locked in for a payday of £89,000, more than 7.2 million Philippine pesos, before she even steps up to serve. That guarantee breaks down into £80,000 simply for reaching the singles main draws round of 128, plus another £9,000 for her place in the doubles round of 64. None of it depends on how she performs once play begins. The money is hers no matter what happens. What has stunned fans, though, is that this windfall isn't luck, and it isn't charity. It is the reward for a historic achievement, something no Filipino player has ever pulled off in Wimbledon's 148-year existence. A landmark seating, a seat among the sports elite, and a financial breakthrough have left the WTA world, and the entire Philippines, asking the same thing. How did a 21-year-old from Quezon City transform her life without playing a single point? Is this simply tennis's strongest safety net, or just the opening chapter of something far bigger? The grass at Wimbledon is still untouched and the stands are still empty, but Alex Eala is already walking away a winner. When she finally takes the court on Tuesday, June 30th, she'll do it already knowing her financial future for this tournament is secure. Her guaranteed total sits at £89,000, more than 7.2 million pesos, earned purely by qualifying for the first round of both the singles and doubles draws. Pause on that figure for a second. £89,000, over 7 million pesos, banked before she has hit a single shot, before the first point, before the tournament has even truly started. This isn't a bonus, and it isn't a gift. It's simply what comes with claiming a spot on one of tennis's grandest stages. It isn't an appearance fee or a special bonus either, it's the standard prize money guaranteed to every player who makes Wimbledon's main draw. For the 2026 singles event, even first-round losers will collect £80,000, a 21% jump from last year. Add her doubles appearance, and her guarantee climbs to £89,000. What makes it so striking is that she locked in every pound before the tournament even got underway. This wasn't handed to her. She became the first Filipino player in tennis history across both the amateur and professional eras to earn a Wimbledon seeding, doing it by winning 9 of her last 12 matches on grass, including stunning wins over world number 2 Elena Rybakina and world number 8 Alina Svitolina during a breakout stretch. That reward now belongs to her no matter what comes next. Whether she beats Renata Zarazua in round 1 or falls early, whether she leaves the court celebrating or crushed, the weight of this moment, both financially and symbolically, isn't going anywhere. For a 21-year-old from Quezon City who had earned roughly $876,000 in career prize money before this season, a guaranteed £89,000 from a single event is genuinely life-altering. But more than the money, it's validation proof that the global tennis world now sees what Filipino fans have known for years. Alex Eala isn't just a promising up-and-comer anymore. She belongs on the biggest stage in the sport, and she's here to stay. So how exactly did she get here? How does someone from a country with virtually no Grand Slam pedigree become the first Filipino player ever to land a Wimbledon seed? The answer lies on the grass courts of Europe. To understand how Eala secured this historic seeding and the £89,000 that came with it, you have to rewind to the run she put together across England and Germany in June 2026. It started in Birmingham on June 7th, when she captured the first grass court title of her career at the WTA 125 Lexus Birmingham Open. After dropping the opening set, she clawed back to beat future doubles partner Nikola Bartenkova 5-7, 6-3, 7-5, securing her second WTA 125 trophy and her first grass title, also snapping a losing streak against Czech opponents. She was just getting going. Queen's Club came next, followed by Berlin, where the tennis world really started paying attention. Entering the WTA 500 Berlin Open as a wild card making her tournament debut, Eala arrived with almost no expectations attached. Surrounded by some of the sport's biggest names, she was the clear outsider. That didn't last long. In the round of 16, she knocked out Donna Vekic, and that was only the start. What followed sent shockwaves through the sport. Eala upset world number 2 Elena Rybakina, the 2022 Wimbledon champion, in one of the signature wins of her career. Then she backed it up by toppling world number 8 Alina Svitolina. 2 top 10 scalps in a single tournament. A run all the way to the semifinals. 9 wins in her last 10 matches on grass. a commanding 9-3 grass court record heading into Wimbledon. That extraordinary stretch lifted Eala to world number 30, a 5-spot jump from number 35 just a week before. Then fortune intervened. When Canadian star Victoria Mboko, ranked number 9, withdrew from Wimbledon with a knee injury, Eala slid up to the number 29 seed in the provisional draw, a historic first for a Filipino player in either the amateur or open era. With that seeding came the guaranteed £89,000, but also something even more valuable, a place among tennis's elite. The seeding shielded her from facing any of the tournament's top 32 players in the opening 2 rounds, handing her both a strategic edge and a financial cushion that would hold no matter the outcome. Her Wimbledon journey would begin on June 30th against a familiar face, Mexico's Renata Zarazua, in a matchup loaded with history. Zarazua was the very player who had broken Eala's heart 2 years earlier in Cary, North Carolina, dealing her a painful loss and a hard lesson. Talent alone is never enough, and nothing is decided until the final point falls. Now Eala returns to that chapter armed with a historic seeding, a guaranteed payday, and the hopes of an entire country resting on her. But what does being the number 29 seed actually mean? To casual fans, a seeding might look like just a number next to a name. In Grand Slam tennis, though, that number can separate a deep run from an early exit, a modest payout from a life-changing one. As the 29th seed, Eala won't face another seeded player in the first 2 rounds. Instead of a potential early clash with Aryna Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, or Iga Swiatek, she's more likely to open against an unseeded player or a qualifier, giving her time to settle in before the tournament's biggest names come calling. For someone who has suffered tough early exits before, including a first-round loss at Roland Garros, that cushion matters. The financial side is just as remarkable. Simply by reaching round 1 of both the singles and doubles draws, Eala is guaranteed £89,000, more than 7.2 million pesos, £80,000 from singles, £9,000 from doubles locked in before a single point is contested. It's the product of months of hard work, breakout wins, and a historic climb up the rankings that has turned her into one of the most compelling storylines heading into Wimbledon 2026. The scale of what she's done stands out even more against this year's tournament backdrop. Wimbledon's total prize fund has reached a record £64.2 million, up 20% from last year. But for Eala, the money is only part of the story. The legacy matters more. She's no longer just a hopeful chasing a breakthrough. She's already earned her seat at the table, becoming the first Filipino player ever, across either era of the sport, to be seated at Wimbledon, and the first Filipina seated in the main draw of any Grand Slam. Her first-round opponent, world number 76 Renata Zarazua, brings unfinished business. Their only previous meeting came at a $100,000 ITF event in Cary, North Carolina in 2024, where Zarazua rallied from a set down to win 3-6, 6-4, 6-3. 2 years later, Eala gets a shot at redemption against the former world number 51 on the sport's most storied grass. News of her historic seeding sparked celebration across the Philippines. Social media filled with pride and disbelief as fans who'd followed her since her junior days struggled to process the moment their hometown hero guaranteed £89,000, more than 7.2 million pesos, before playing a single point. For many, the number itself was staggering, but the bigger story was what it represented. A Filipina finally breaking through one of tennis's toughest barriers. Alex deserves every single peso, one fan wrote online. From grinding through qualifiers to becoming a seeded player guaranteed millions, this is what hard work looks like. Laban, Alex. Another added, she hasn't even played a match and she's already a winner. This is what breaking barriers looks like. Beneath the celebration sat something deeper, validation. For decades, Filipino fans had watched other nations produce Grand Slam champions and seeded stars from the sidelines. Now one of their own wasn't just competing on tennis's biggest stage, she was being rewarded as part of its elite. Comparisons to Manny Pacquiao, whose success once united the nation on a global stage, came quickly. Others pointed to what's now being called the Eala effect, a phenomenon already reshaping corners of women's tennis. Wherever she plays, crowds gather, broadcast audiences swell, and Filipino fans turn neutral venues into home games. Philippine flags-filled sections at Indian Wells. Fans tracked her run in Dubai with championship-level intensity, and supporters packed the grounds in Rome, even lining up just to watch her practice. At only 21, Eala is no longer simply a prospect with potential. She's a genuine star on the world stage, carrying a nation's hopes and inspiring a new generation of players. What began as a promising career has become a movement. Even the WTA has had to take notice of a 21-year-old from a country with no Grand Slam history suddenly drawing attention on par with the sport's biggest names. With £89,000 already secured and a nation watching her every move, Alex Eala now stands on the edge of something no Filipino player has ever achieved. The question is whether she can carry the weight of that history and turn this opportunity into something even greater. From a girl in Quezon City dreaming of tennis success to a historic Wimbledon seed, she has already rewritten what was thought possible, and her guaranteed earnings are only part of the story. The deeper truth is what this moment means for Philippine tennis. Proof that barriers once believed unbreakable can, in fact, be broken.